Ok. Continuando as aventuras.
I will not let you down, Lord Rossfield. You or my uncle. We shall be staying here for the time being, and not just for the ale. I'll have one of my men escort Oscar to Benamir once he's said his farewells.
Poor bastard. Couldn't run because of the weight of his load. Still, better a branded than one of us.
Sid, your new companion appears much more formidable than your uncle. Should I be worried?
You haven't been introduced.
Jill, Clive has told me much about you.
All lies, I'm sure.
Your Stolas said that Dalamil has a bandit problem.
Indeed. Although, you're a little late. They left with our food and guild days ago.
Any idea where they went?
The desert's a big place. Your guess is as good as mine. But the fact is, I have more immediate concerns.
What did you say to me? What did you say?
Ah, as if by magic. Let's just say we've yet to reach a consensus about how to solve Dalimil's little problem. And at this rate, it won't be the actions of the bandits which prove to be our undoing. It will be our own. Now, I've tried reasoning with the dissenting parties, but even the Desert Hare has limits.
Perhaps we could talk to them.
What makes you think they'll listen to us?
What makes you think they won't?
She makes a fair point, Sid. And you won't have wasted much of your precious time if you fail. They're just across the courtyard.
Down the rabbit hole.
Suppose we just follow the shouting.
They're both as stubborn as the lover's pox, and every bit as irritating. The more one insists on their proposed plan of action, the more the other rails against it. Oh, they've successfully split the town asunder just when we should be standing as one.
A recent raid on the alley mill by desert bandits as town's residents had thought how they should deal with future threats. Tensions are hot and laborers' patience is wearing thin, so it taps Clive for a solution.
You wouldn't talk like that if it had been your men whose throats were slit. Blood for blood, it's the only way. We hire mercenaries and have them mount the bandits' heads on our walls as a lesson to the rest.
And what happens when those mercenaries are slaughtered like your men? Are you going to hire more? We're better off using that coin to buy food and supplies. If we hire mercenaries, the only thing we're buying is the bandits' ire. And you cannot fill empty bellies with that. Do you hear me?
But what happens when they come back? Maybe it'll be your throat that's slit.
That's enough. Both of you. Any more of this and I'll throw you out myself. Come back when you're ready to talk like adults.
Victor. What's he doing here?
Quem que é o Victor? Não me lembro. Quem é este Zé?
Sid. And Lady Jill. What brings you here?
I was about to ask you the same thing.
Costness is in chaos, and the markets have all but ceased to operate. The Briar's Kiss here in Dalamil is the only place I can reliably obtain supplies. I was here to do just that when Master Lubor told me of his troubles. He thought I might be able to talk some sense into these fools. But if you're here, I suppose his patience must be waning.
Who are those people?
Those were the thorns in Lubor's side. And the reason this place might be headed the same way as Cosmos. It's these accursed skies. The darkness is enough to drive a man to madness. Or an entire city, for that matter.
We're still working on the skies. But in the meantime, perhaps we can find a solution to Dalimil's problems.
I hope so. For all our sakes.
Haven't we had enough fighting?
Poor bastard. Couldn't run because of the weight of his load. Still, better a branded than one of us.
So, you see my predicament? What I saw was a room full of people who were angry and afraid. And with good reason by the sound of it. But if left to smolder, that anger and fear could set the entire town alight. My thoughts exactly. What to do? Both sides wish to protect their homes and livelihoods, if only they could agree on how. But as long as they are divided, we are vulnerable.
And if there's one thing bandits like, it's an easy target.
What would Sid the Outlaw suggest?
Well, if it were my namesake, he'd let them choose for themselves, and be on hand to pick up the pieces when it all went wrong.
That sounds like a recipe for disaster.
A recipe for disaster is precisely what it is. But perhaps that realization would be enough to make them question the ingredients. While it's plain neither Conrad nor Natalie will countenance the other's proposal, it may still be possible to make them doubt their own. Before presenting them with a third option.
And that would be?
To pool our resources and save the city ourselves. Why fight each other?
When all that fear and anger can be directed at the bandits.
It appears we have a plan of action. Victor, pay Conrad a visit. See if you can't convince him of his folly. I'll speak with Natalie.
As you wish.
Your faces are not well known in this town. That may prove useful. Don't worry, Victor and I will do most of the talking. You need only play along. Play along?
What he means to say is yes.
Perdón.
Picture it, Conrad.
Buy more supplies. You might as well scatter seeds near a rat's nest. They're the problem, and only steel will solve it.
Fucked up, I guess. Think.
Here she is. The Lady of the Spear herself. Conrad, may I introduce you to Jane, commander of the Red Wings, the oldest mercenary guild in the Free Cities.
A pleasure, my lady.
The pleasure is all mine.
As I told you, I summoned the commander here from Canver to inquire about a contract.
Victor says you told him no. That there aren't any men left to hire. Is that true?
True as the crystals cracked. Nobles came and claimed every last one worth his salt. And not just from us Red Wings. You know of the 7 high houses. There must be 2 swords assigned each one. Granted, we have a few boys left. If it's boys you're looking for.
Well, Conrad, are you saying that Dalimil's finest cannot defend this town better than a gaggle of unblooded striplings? That a band of beardless youths could better avenge the deaths of your brave men than you yourselves?
Absolutely not. We'll show those bastards who they're dealing with.
I can't believe that actually worked.
Conrad's not what you call the brightest candle in the crypt. And there's a reason why I had you do the talking and not Sid. Well played, my lady.
Next thing you know, Natalie'd be offering the bandits bed and board.
Then let us band together and show these brutes that Dalimil is not to be trifled with.
If you're wondering why Dalimil's in such a sorry state, you can blame the bandits.
If I had my pickaxe, I would...
All this after the last sellswords we paid for proved themselves such reliable souls. You'd have us throw good gill after bad.
Okay, new boy.
Here he is now. Natalie, allow me to introduce Lord Underhill of Randalar's prestigious League of Merchants.
Lord Underhill. At your service.
Underhill.
I was just telling the good lady of our conversation, my lord, and how you were lamenting the state of the capital's stores.
Lubor says that not only are the granaries almost empty, but that war and the Blight mean this season's harvest won't be enough to fill them for winter.
Indeed, certainly that is the case. The nobles in the capital are buying up the city's stocks of barley and wine, driving the prices higher than most commoners can afford. It is only a matter of time before the peasants revolt.
It is worse than I thought. If what Lord Underhill says is true, I fear we have little hope of supplementing our stores, meager though they regrettably are. And while I applaud your endeavors to dissuade our more bellicose citizens from seeking vengeance, I sense Conrad is not wrong in his assessment of the bandits' likely return. Which means that now, more than ever, we will need to secure what little we still have. Food, weapons, herbs, everything. If our humble town is to endure not only this hardship, but those that are certain to follow, we must stand united.
All right. If it will help to protect my home, I'll do it. But you needn't have gone through this charade.
Thank you, Clive. Your performance was nothing if not workmanlike.
She saw right through it.
I didn't say it was good, merely that it produced the desired effect. Now, my scouts should be returning shortly. Meet me back at the Briar's Kiss, and we shall see what we face.
I'm not convinced our roles in this ruse were entirely necessary.
I don't know. Conrad seemed quite taken with you.
It appears I have...
There's truly no chance for us to restock our supplies.
I'm scared.
Oh, I'm ruined.
You're wondering why Dalimil's in such a sorry state.
Poor bastard. Couldn't run because of the weight of...
Good news, Sid. Both Conrad and Natalie have somewhat gracefully accepted their new roles. With time, they may even learn to...
Time no longer appears to be the luxury it was before lunch.
I take it your scouts found the bandits.
Technically, it would be the bandits who found my scouts. It appears they march for Dalimil as we speak. All of them.
You're not serious.
They don't just want food, they want the whole damn town.
I have a favor to ask. I'm told the bandits march in two groups, one from the south and one from the desert, in a move doubtless intended to stretch our already gossamer-thin defenses.
Very well. Jill and I will meet those from the desert. But what of the rest?
The rest, my friend, the city shall fight. Together. The stakes, I concede, are high. But if this does not unite Dalimil, nothing will.
That is a lot of faith to put into those who had their hands around each other's throats but a moment ago.
Then it will be for us to see that their hands are kept occupied. And I do mean us.
I thought you might say that.
We'll hold them off for as long as we can.
And we will do the same.
The women folk have come to welcome us.
Great.
I'll take that one.
It's all yours.
They mean to overwhelm us.
Stay down. What the fuck? A worthy opponent, perhaps.
The townspeople. Could they have held out?
I don't hear any fighting. What do you think?
That we should hurry.
Natalie, I owe you an apology. You did well out there. The inn would have been lost had you not held the line.
Without you, there would have been no line to hold. You saved us, Conrad. You saved Dalimil.
We all saved Dalimil.
Conrad seems to have had a change of heart.
I'd say they both
Or
have.
direct IO
I
copying
take it from your
Facebook.
presence that
Everyone
our
was seeing it.
visitors from the desert won't be joining us either. Pity.
The plan worked, Sid. Granted, it only took an army of bloodthirsty bandits at our gate.
Come now, Victor. Why quibble over the details? We are united, and that is all that matters. As for you, Sid, you fight considerably better than you act.
I'll take that as a compliment. friends seem to have things under control.
Ué, que hora é esta?
Let's go and put Otto's mind at rest.
Now, if I could only convince the people of Costness to work together.
Dalimil will forever be in your debt. But don't go trying to take advantage of that.
How may I help you today, Clive?
Ask about recent events.
It's not true.
Is it, Clive? The world can't be ending, can it? We were struggling before the skies went dark, but now I can't imagine how we will bear it
You've
all.
lost so much already.
When will it be enough? It will end, won't it, Clive?
Come to claim your just desserts?
The rising flame. A pall lifted. Hugo's men are gone, and with them the fear in our hearts. Once more shall the markets echo with mirth and merriment, and it is you who we have to thank, Dillimil Spicer.
You earned this.
Jesus
Best of luck out there, Sid.
Christ, that's too good for my person.
Cole told us everything that happened. It's a bit of a worry that both the Republican and Imperial armies are in disarray. But it was good to hear that the people stood their ground.
We've sent Cursebreakers to Martha's Rest, Dalimil, and Northreach. Hopefully they can help maintain the peace. Or at least a semblance of it.
Did you see that? Tell me you saw that.
A youth claiming kindred with your old commander arrived earlier this morning. Well spoken he was. And handsome too. More than a few of the girls and boys have taken an interest. If you get my meaning.
Did you see the pair that got hauled into tires?
Welcome back, my lord. I only just arrived myself. No one seemed to know where I should go, so I thought I'd guard your chambers until instructed otherwise.
Jesus Christ, and the carta. Word from Northreach. Clive, you have the town's thanks for helping rid us of the trolls, but we are neither. But we are neither of us so naive to think we have seen the end of their like. Good Philippe has taken to seeing that we are prepared should the ghouls come once again calling, but I oft worry the rank of captain has begun to weigh heavily upon his shoulders. Just as I imagine, the same might be said of you and your burdens. But remember, should the weight ever become too much, you need to stand alone. Our hearts and arms remain ever open, as do the Vale's doors. Isabel. How fares the rest? The Guardians are getting along with the Axis fine enough, working to show up the rest's walls and not clearing out what few threats remain down in the reeds. Though chances are we'd still be neck deep in Akashic had you not given that horde your firm but gentle nudge. I know you've a realm to save and all, but if you ever in need of a quick reviver, come see us and we'll tap you a cask. Marfa. The flames burn bright. You have an uncanny talent of showing up when you're most needed, my lord. Without your steel, I fear the rest would be in the hands of the Akashic and us, but more of their nameless numbers. However, with the horde now both thin and fractured, we Guardians can focus our efforts on putting down the smaller packs without the worry of being overwhelmed. While Martha's blood axes can return to defending the Tor. As for young Oscar, you will forgive my sudden request for taking him under your wing. He is a good man, attentive, polite, hard-working. So as you can see, he already has learned everything he can from me. He would do well to continue his squaring under a more worthy shield than the realm as none more worthy than you. Wait. Dramatis personae. The Guardian League have put aside their differences for the time being, allowing us all live to sip our snake spits in relative leisure. For that, I would hazard we have your better half to thank. She put on quite a performance. As for yours, well, from one aspiring thespian to another, might I suggest working on your delivery, as your and your projection, and those stiff limbs of yours, and your utterance, and, well, everything else. We won't want to do a name Underhill a disservice now, would we, Lobor? Eu li todas as cartas. Não sei porque tá. Ok, li todas. Guardian's scarf with this tippet tied red for the flames of the fire burned and the blood of his fallen Rosarian brothers, there's a way to pledge not only his loyalty but the loyalty of the Guardians of the Flame.
For not leaving me in the Dominion. If you hadn't come back, I might still be stuck there. I told Nan we flew back on the Phoenix. She walloped me for telling fibs.
Battle cries of dread. Ivan's newest dish.
We sent Cursebreakers to Martha's Rest, Dalamil, and...
Was wondering when you turn up. Hellos from all our friends thanking you for your timely intervention. How is it you always manage to arrive at just the right moment?
Luck, I suppose. Any word on the rest of the realm?
Let's see. Storm's still crying out for mother crystals. The nations are still in chaos. And the skies are still the colour of a kick in the kidneys 2 days on. So...
Right.
Clive, we knew this was going to happen. Well, not the bleeding skies part, but you take my point. Now's not the time to second-guess yourself. Now's the time to visit the infirmary. Talia says your brother's awake.
Thank you, Otto.
So it was not Sylvester, but Olivier who served as Ultima's puppet. And when Dion learned of this, he sought to slay the fiend. Only for his father to take the spear that would have freed him. Enough to drive a man to madness.
Small wonder he hasn't stirred. I would be afraid to wake.
Had I but reached out to him sooner, warned him of the threat Ultima posed. But now, both an empire and her prince lie broken.
Joshua, what do you know of Ultima?
Very little, I'm afraid. Despite my best efforts. 18 years ago, as I lay buried beneath the rubble of Phoenix Gate, 'twas not death who came for me, but another. And it was while in my rescuer's care, I first heard of Ultima. I've been chasing his shadow ever since. Ultima is driven by some deep, dark purpose, and for whatever reason, it would seem you are crucial to his designs. He will stop at nothing to have you, even if that means toppling an empire.
But why me? What possible use could I be to such a creature?
That is one of many answers that have eluded me. Yet, I am certain of this. It is not mere chance. chosen for a reason. All dominants carry within them the might of an icon. Nigh limitless power that is at once acutely limited. I wield fire, and only fire.
And I only ice. 8 wardens for 8 elements. But you, Clive.
You are different. You're special. Your abilities begin with the flames of Ifrit. But they do not end there. The fact Ifrit can even exist goes against everything we thought we knew of dominance. Perhaps Ultima has been waiting for one such as you, whose potential is truly limitless.
I've encountered that thing several times now. If it or he, as you say, needs me, why hasn't he claimed me as he did the boy?
Were I to hazard a guess, I'd say the two of you are somehow incompatible. His mind not properly attuned to your body.
His mind?
Mind, awareness, spirit, call it what you wish. But I believe Ultima to be an embodiment of the concept. This is why I struggle and fail to contain him here inside me.
Sorry, inside you?
With every setting sun, I feel my strength wane. And though the Phoenix's flames mend the prison I have made for Ultima, they do so at a cost. We must find a means to bring an end to him before I meet my own.
What were you thinking?
It was that or let him take Clive. And I've always had a soft spot for my brother.
But that doesn't mean you should sacrifice yourself to save me.
Jesus Christ.
Clive, it's Gav. There's an army of Akashic at the gates of Canver.
Well, what's the short of it?
It's all Tyre told you. The capital of the Free Cities is under siege by an army of monstrosities. The city guard are doing their best to stem the tide, but numbers ain't on their side.
What of Lord Byron and Mid? Were they able to escape?
No, but they're all right for now. They're hiding with Gav at midship.
We have to get them out of there.
And we shall. Otto, prepare a Stolas. Tell Gav to stay exactly where he is.
Understood.
Vivian, what's the swiftest route to the Free Cities?
That sounds like a question for the map. Look here. This road, through Tabor, should provide the least trouble.
Good.
What a coincidence. Tabor is exactly where I'm bound.
Joshua, Bed is where you should be bound.
You don't think I told him the exact same thing?
Were Tyre not such a talented healer, I would surely have been inclined to agree. But, thanks to her ministrations, I feel I may safely rejoin my attendant, who was to wait for me in Tabor if we became separated.
All right, we travel together.
Clive.
If he stays close to me, he'll be fine.
Thank you, brother.
I'll look after him.
My attendant was with me in the Dominion before I primed. She would have watched the battle unfold and witnessed its outcome. I trust you'll be waiting for me in Tabor, where I can finally introduce you.
You know how I feel about this, but your brother's stubbornness knows no bounds. I'm starting to think it runs in the family.
Taya's right. Your brother is in no condition to travel. That's all I'll say on the matter.
It's Mid, Gav, and your uncle we should be thinking about now.
Clive, what is it that you wish to learn?
O que foi esse?
Study it well, Clive. Thus ends today's lesson.
Oh, tem mais caças? Are you fucking serious? Are you bloody
We sent
joking?
Cursebreakers to Martha's Rest.
Cole told us everything that happened.
Do you like being struck by thunderbolts from on high? Then don't let anything happen to Mid. Yeah?
Jesus Cristo Redentor. Por que do nada ativou tanta missão secundária? What the fuck? Ask about Nectar's adventures. Did I ever tell you about the time I flew all the way to the bottom of the Mexi's
What
basin?
did you find down there?
A deeper understanding, Kupo. From the outside it seems so mysterious. Where does all the water go to, Kupo? Why does... Oh... Okay. Oh, what have I done? Oh, ainda tenho mais uma caça para caçar. Okay. The Pack, a team of Cursebreakers traveling through Tabor to the fields of Coravo, were met by a group of hunters from the village who warned them not to stray too far from the main road, for in a gully not far hence rested a pack of wolves that even such practiced hunters as they would not dare to wake. Despite the fine luster of the animals' pelts, too many of their friends had succumbed to temptation only to be turned limb from limb. Okay. Deixa eu saber o que é aqui. Why is there so many quests all of the sudden?
Did you see that? Tell me you saw that.
There's barely been a shipment in since the sky started boiling.
É porque... pois já. É porque o Joshua agora faz parte da equipa, ou seja, tem o fato da Deluxe Edition, mas não. Ok. Então bora caçar primeiro lá o bichinho. O jogo não me deixa caçar. Are you bloody joking me? What the fuck? Quer dizer, eu acho que posso, só que vou ter de meter aqui primeiro. Calma lá. Central Dalmacia. Cloak and Dagger. Oh.
It's like a dream. The four of us out walking like we used to.
Enjoying this, are you? Gav and the others could be in danger as we speak.
You're right. I'm sorry. Yote is a fine scout. If Candle was attacked, she will already have begun gathering information.
Tabor isn't far. We should pick up the pace.
Eu acho bem engraçado que está a haver um ataque a uma cidade, nós urgentemente temos de ir lá, mas eles dão-me 50 missões secundárias no momento em que o jogo diz que temos de ir lá. Ou seja, é tipo, temos de ir lá, mas espera que eu tenho de evoluir. The cross sheets echoes, a wind blast sprawl of bottomless ravines lack the side with the colossal flotsam of a people fallen. Ok, então o coiso, a caça que tem de ir. Primeiro deixa eu ir aqui ao Hideaway, ver se eu tenho coisas para ler. No.
My attendant was with me in the Dominion before I primed. She would have watched the battle unfold and witnessed its outcome. I trust you'll be waiting for me in Tabor, where I can finally introduce you.
Skibides, bomba bombastic, bomba fantastic. No.
Ivan's newest dish.
Is a storm coming soon? Will there be thunder?
Thunder?
Did you know that chocobos are far more resilient to the effect?
Knowledge hoarded is knowledge.
Acho que vou ter muito para ler, né? Tem algumas coisas, vá. Última, Joshua's findings. The otherworldly being behind much of the tragedy and turmoil that has plagued Valencia. Ultima requires a vessel in which to inculcate his disembodied soul, and Clive's curious ability to absorb the powers of other icons suggests that he is the very mythos that Ultima has long awaited. He wills Clive to absorb the other icons that his vessel all might be perfected. Mythos, Clive's power, the name by which Ultima addresses Clive. It appears to be his title for the vessel for limitless power that he means to make of the young Lord Marquess. The being identifies Clive as the Mythos he has long sought by virtue of his awakening as a dominant of Ifrit, and having the power to absorb the ether of other icons. Primogenesis in effect on a land, a spell cast by Ultima that casts a rolling pile over all Valencia, the unbalance in a ether that resulted not only except the potency of crystals and magic in those lands that remain livable, but filled the rest not only with his glowing trolls, but with ether floods turning men and beasts into mindless, merciless Akashic. Felipe, an imperial soldier of the Northridge garrison whose heart pines for none other than Isabel. He leads the stand against the threats Northridge faces and inspires his fellow soldiers to do the same. Conrad, master of the Dali Mill kitchens where he serves filling yet inexpensive fare to the people of the town and the miners of Drake's Fang. After his town was set upon by bandits, Conrad led the faction pushing for the recruitment of mercenaries to take bloody revenge. However, he was convinced to look instead at forming a town guard drawn from the citizens of Dali Mill, of whom he became the inaugural leader. Natalie, a veteran trader of the Dali Mill markets turned leader of its new League of Merchants, the group responsible for filling and maintaining the town's collective stores. Though she loathes violence and argued vehemently against the plan to hunt down the bandits who attacked Dali Mill, she's passionate about protecting the town and its people. When the bandits returned, she was the first into the fray. Oscar, nephew of Rodney Moldock, late Lord Commander of the Rosarian Army. Though he served under Sir Wade in the Guardians of the Flame, he had always dreamed of following in his uncle's footsteps and squaring to a scion of the Rossfields. His wish is granted when Clive accepts him as squire and brings him back to the hideaway, that he might learn from Sid the Outlaw's example. Sir Wade joining forces with Marfa, a loyal shield of Rosarian leader of the Guardians of the Flame, who find the flame, who fight against imperial rule in the duchy, sheltering bearers from the Black Shield's callings. After the skies turned, their base in a Lazarus district outside Port Isolde was swallowed by a Nefer flood, leading them to seek shelter in Martha's Rest. In return for Martha's hospitality, the Guardians had a blood axes in defending the village. Valisthea following Primogenesis. A realm compromising the twin continents of Storm and Ash, over which the Mother Crystals stand timeless vigil. Timeless that is until Sid and his disciples commenced their campaign to bring each one crashing down, spreading chaos and confusion to every corner of the land. When ill-omened clouds summoned by Ultima gathered over Valisthea, the delicate balance covering the magic-yielding power of Ether was finally shattered, and the realm was changed forever. The imperial province of Rosaria, following the destruction of Twinside, a nation formerly known as the Grand Duchy of Rosaria, occupying the western reaches of the continent of Storm. While Rosaria has been a vassal state of the Empire for nigh on 2 decades, the uprising in Twinside, led by Prince Dion Lesage and his loyal dragoons, and subsequent death of both Holy Emperor and Empress in the year 878, has left Sabrek with barely the wherewithal to rule itself, rendering the erstwhile dukedom a subject of the empire in name and little else. The Blood Axes, the band of sellswords tasked with the protection of Martha's Rest in the absence of any assistance from the nearby imperial garrison. It falls to them to keep watch on the roads and keep the beasts and bandits of the swamplands from Martha's Gate. The Holy Empire of Sabrek, a son's betrayal, a nation occupying the northeastern reaches of the continent of Storm, after its administrative capital moved to Twinside in a neighboring crystalline dominion in the year 873, an insurgency led by Prince Dion Lesage upended the political and military orders, spreading unrest and disruption across the land. This disruption was further worsened when Ultima unleashed Primogenesis, obliterating Twinside and plunging the realm yet deeper into chaos. The Town Guard, the volunteer fighting force assembled and led by Conrad. Unlike the Men of the Rock or the mercenaries previously charged with keeping Dalimil safe, every member of the Guard is a Dalimian born and bred and has the future of the town at heart. Many of the miners who lost their livelihoods when Drake's Fang fell have found a new purpose in the Guard, swinging swords and axes in place of picks. The League of Merchants, the group responsible for filling and maintaining Dalimil's collective stores that all might be supported in the troubled times. It draws its membership from the traders of the town and is led by Natalie, overseer of the markets. It was she who recognized that Dalimil's future could not be secured by force of arms alone. Only by bringing the entire town together might they summon the strength to drive back the bandits. Lord Underhill, Clive's alter ego, albeit one that was forced upon him by Lubor's fondness for theatrics. It was Lord Underhill of the Rendela League of Merchants who made it known to Natalie that help from the capital would not be forthcoming, and that the people of Dalimil must work together to fill their own stores. Jill was rather more convincing in the role of Lady Jane of the Red Wings, who planted the idea of forming a town guard in Conrad's mind. Both Conrad and Natalie still address Clive by his name, though in Natalie's case this would appear to be naught but a courtesy to his dramatic efforts. Tabor, an ancient settlement in central southern Dalmatia that seems to cling to the very cliffs which dominate the landscape of the region. Its proximity to the free cities of Canberra gives Tabor a ready market for the high-quality leather its tanners produce, as well as the salt and minerals mined from beneath it. The town's long history of isolation, however, has clouded the hearts of its residents, and to this day many remain unwelcoming to outsiders. The kingdom of Wailord, me, me, machinations, the sole surviving nation in Ash. Wailord has its capital at Stone here, home of the Mother Crystal of Drake's Spine. It is ruled over by Banarbas Hammer, dominant of Odin and Warden of Darkness, who, it transpires, has formed an alliance with the mysterious being known as Ultima. Crystal, post-primogenesis. One of the most valuable materials known to mankind thanks to its ability to channel ambient ether from the air, allowing those without an innate power to do so or to cast magics. After Ultima casts primogenesis and the skies over Valencia darken, many of the municipal crystals that fired fortunes and filled wells began to fail. In certain areas, even those rationed shards that the people relied on in their everyday lives lost their spark, making life all but unlivable. Adamantoises, enormous creatures with nigh impermeable and oddly fertile shells that play host to diverse flora that provides the painfully conspicuous reptiles with much needed camouflage in the bogs and fens they call their homes. At a glance, these slumbering giants may not appear much of a threat, but the first sign of danger, they will retract their heads and limbs and whip themselves into frantic spins that have been known to flatten entire homes.
Did you learn everything you needed?
Estava cansado de ler. Qual é que era a cena? Tem de seguir um pouco mais na história até ao que dá a entender. Ok, then. Então deixa fazer as sites cá aqui, que são ainda bastantes.
Is a storm coming, Sid?
Sid, perhaps you can help me solve a mystery.
I can certainly try. Who's gone missing this time?
It's not who, but what. Mid-scales, the ones she made for her workshop. I borrowed them to teach the little ones about weight, and shortly after the lesson, well, they vanished. My first thought was that they'd taken them off somewhere to play, but when I asked, they swore they had nothing to do with their having disappeared. Which almost certainly means they had everything to do with it.
Calma, amiga, deixa só confirmar se tu és a Amicia de Rune. She is? Eu disse não.
I can only hope the scales turn up.
Enganei, amiga. Sorry, calma.
Sid.
I can certainly try.
It's not who, but I borrowed my first, which almost.
Perhaps a visit from Sid will jog their memories.
I think it just might. Thank you. I don't like to imagine that my pupils would lie to me. But if they have, I'll have no choice but to discipline them accordingly. They were in the atrium when I last saw them. As always.
On balance.
My biggest worry is that the children have somehow damaged the scales, but are wary of asking for help because they think they'll be punished. And if I find out that's the case, I swear I'll take the switch to every last one of them.
Unbalance. A scale used in one of Miss Sherlane's recent lessons has gone missing, and the young instructor is fairly certain her mischievous pupils are behind its untimely disappearance. And where the hell is that, may I ask? No, nobody knows. Oh my god. Ai, aqui. Lol. Lol. Nossa, é longe, não podia ser perto.
Seems the hideaway's lost its appetite.
Wait, it's just about to break. It's more than I can take.
I heard the Emperor was impaled on his own son's spear.
We're all gonna die! You hear me? The Akashic are coming and they won't.
What do you reckon we should do? I say we should just tell Miss.
Sid!
Jesus,
Out of
Mick,
your
tu
studies, I see.
não tens a voz de uma criança.
What is that? It's not a set of scales, is it?
No. Of course it isn't.
Well, not anymore, it's not. Oh,
And just how long hasn't it been one?
we're sorry.
But we didn't break them. We dismembered them.
Just like Miss Mididol showed us.
Miss Mididol? Why would she have you dismembering her creations?
Because that's the only way to become a ninja-neer.
Miss Mididol said, the best way to see how something worked is to take it apart and put it back together again.
Well then, your work is already half done. Carry on.
About that.
The taking apart was easy enough, but it's the putting back we can't work out.
Speak for yourself. The heavy thing goes at the bottom. Then...
You three need to learn to take responsibility for your actions. So let's have a look at these parts with fresh eyes, shall we?
Must have been magic keeping those scales together. It's the only explanation.
All right. Everything here was once part of Miss Mididol's scales. Every piece has its own role to play, and each is just as important as the others. If even one of them is missing, the scales won't work. So let's think about what those roles might be. You already know one of the pieces. The body. Its role is to support everything else. But what of the others?
Sei que vocês estão a obrigar a fazer uma cena destas.
This tiny piece is what's called a cogwheel, or gear. Have you ever seen one before?
I have. Miss Mididol's dungeon is full of them. Most are on the floor.
She puts them in all her inventions. They spin round and round and round and round and...
That's right. They're very useful when you want to make things move. Do you remember if there was anything on the scales that moved?
I remember the arm moved when I tried weighing an apple. And then somebody ate it.
Not my fault. You shouldn't have tried weighing it before lunch.
You know what part's supposed to move and how it's supposed to move. So, let's put the pieces together first, see what doesn't move, and then stick the cogwheel to that.
Not a bad idea. You see? It's not so difficult. This is called the arm. Why do you suppose that is? It doesn't look much like an arm.
You're right. It looks more like a wing. Like a chocobo wing!
You've ridden a chocobo before, haven't you, Sid? Will you teach me to ride one day?
I'll think about it. Now,
What do arms do?
Hold things. So wait, maybe this arm holds things too?
Good thinking.